Hello my tarot friends, welcome. Today I am going to share with you my declutter video. I decided that I'm going to create a series where I show my decks in groupings of specific theme. I don't know why I decided to start with the decks that I am letting go first, but here we are. So if you're interested in any of the decks or books that I'm showing today, feel free to check my eBay account where I sell these decks. So without further ado, let's start. I have purchased this deck quite a while ago, so it is a wonderful deck, but I just didn't reach out for it. And because of that, I decided, you know what, I am going to just let go of this one. It is beautiful. It comes in this beautiful box. It has like a very soft inside. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to show you a few cards here just so you get a feel. You probably know this deck, or maybe not, but it is on this wonderful linen cardstock. It feels the same as the linen cardstock of the Magical Creatures Tarot and the Northern Animal Tarot. So yeah, it is wonderful. It comes in this gold gilding and has one of the most trippy and interesting backs of all time. So I really like this deck, but I just don't work with it. I think perhaps I find it a little bit too busy. Maybe, I don't know what it is about it, but I just don't reach for it. So I don't have space really. And I feel I should only have decks in my collection or in my tarot family that I actually work with. I also purchased this book with it that you can purchase separately. It doesn't come with the deck per se. I'm not sure if this deck is actually out of print or not. This is the first deck, Tarot Avatara. Okay, the next two decks are by Angela Tubb. And actually, this is the same deck, but a different version. So I'm just going to show them side by side. This is the first edition, out of print. This is the second edition, also out of print. But again, these are the decks that are beautiful, but I just don't reach for them. She has changed some cards. Also, very different cardstock. So these are the backs of the first edition, and these are the backs of the second edition. Very different. I personally prefer this one. And this cardstock is made of plastic, basically, but it shuffles like a dream. We also can see that she changed the borders. She made images much bigger, but size-wise, I actually prefer this one. But the image-wise, I prefer this one because she made some of the images more bright, and she changed some of the images because this one contained some images that were triggering for some people. So she decided to just change it up. So yes, these two are called the Earth Whispers Tarot. They're really cool. They're very Celtic. They're very pagan. So this is one of the cards that were changed. This one has, I'm not going to say his name, American President on it. This is also the card that changed. I think this is beautiful. So yes, I'm not going to go through the whole decks, but just so you get a feel for it. Beautiful hand-drawn art. It's absolutely gorgeous. She uses different mediums in her art style. I think she has a few other decks coming out, like 3 new decks coming in the last 6 months that she has created, which is amazing. So anyways, I love these decks, but I don't use them. So yeah, like most of these decks today that I'm going to show you, there's nothing wrong with these decks, it's just I don't reach for them. And if I don't reach for decks, I don't see the point in having these decks. Also, the second edition comes with a guidebook. The first one came with a leaflet that, like a big, I think it was few pieces of paper, which I discarded. I didn't use them. So this is much better, in my opinion. And the box is made of like linen texture. So yes, this was the Earth Whispers Tarot. Now let me show you 2 versions of the Arthurian Tarot, and I also have this big Hallowquest book, which is incredible. I mean, if you want to deep dive into this deck, this book is a must. So it is also on my eBay. So this one is from the 1990, I believe, and it comes actually with a guidebook that is really good as well. So it's a very thick guidebook. It's amazing. The cards themselves are a little bit different to this one is 2006 version. And there is the newest version, which I don't like the cardstock at all. So this is why I got this too, because I couldn't decide which one I wanted more. Personally, I think the cardstock of this one is way superior to this one. This one is a bit more I don't know, just not as good. This one is amazing. This one is the 90s cardstock of the US Games. So, or is it US Games? I think it's US Games. But it is not US Games publisher. It is HarperCollins publisher. And this green one, which is on the green backs, this one is these ones are the backs for the first edition, which I also prefer. So this one also comes with a guidebook, which is also nice. Like, both these guidebooks are great. I prefer obviously this one because it's thicker and there's more information in it, but yeah, this one is good as well. Yeah, this cardstock is so much better. Now going through this deck now kind of makes me want to keep it, to be honest with you, because it is very beautiful. And yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm gonna keep this one just because it is a big one in Tarot community actually, and it's gorgeous. And this one is actually more saturated as well. This one is a bit more calm. But I feel with this deck, you kind of need to do a deep dive to understand it. The minors are very peepish, which I personally really like. But you need to know the stories behind the Arthurian legend. Which, considering that I'm living in the UK, maybe it's not a bad idea to dive deep into. Maybe one day. Perhaps I'm going to keep this one and pass on this one. I'll see. But yes, this is the Arthurian Tarot by Kathleen and John Matthews. I have quite a few copies that are doubled in this video, so let's move to the next one, which is also from the 90s, which is the Ancestral Path Tarot, but this is the original one. This is the first edition, which I also have. I have three. Can you imagine? I have 3 editions of this because, 3 copies of this because I love it so much. So I'm going to show you one of them. They're the same. Why I like this edition way more than the newest edition is because the cardstock is absolutely amazing. So these are the 2 cards that it comes with. I didn't say it is by Julie Cusia Watts. I'm not sure if I said her surname correctly. It is published by the US Games in 1995, but I know that this deck was drawn in 1990. I love this deck so much. I use it a lot. It is such an amazing deck on so many levels. I love how she used the typical ones as fire here and swords as air in here. In her newest decks, she uses the elements way around, so the swords would be fire and the wands would be air, which to me just doesn't work. So I actually passed on her other 2 decks that I had. Well, she has 3 more decks, but anyway, this is just stunning. It's all hand painted. I think it's all paintings. The cardstock is amazing. I'm just going to show you how this old 90s US Games cardstock shuffles because it's just incredible. Let me show you. I just have to. Do you see that? And no bow whatsoever. The cards are in such incredible condition. This is a vintage deck and it looks like new because it is such a good quality. Like if you get a deck that is high quality, it's gonna last you for decades. So yes, this is the Ancestral Path Tarot, and I don't need so many backup copies because the deck is such a good quality that I just simply don't need backup copies, basically. I actually have the big guidebook that comes with this deck as well. I managed to get a copy which is out of print, so I'm really happy about that because it goes really deep into the imagery. But the little guidebook that comes with it is great as well. So another one that I have 3 copies of is the Botan Tarot. As you can see, these 2 copies are sealed. So basically, I got this deck and I loved it so much when I got it that I got scared that it's going to get out of print, so I ordered more copies. I know, it's a bit impulsive, isn't it? But yes, I'm not sure if this is now out of print. I think in Europe you can't get it anymore because of the US tariffs. But yeah, I love this deck so much. It's such a beautiful, gentle storytelling deck. I'm pretty sure that you know the imagery of this deck. So yeah, I didn't bring my open copy up. But yeah, this is the Botan Tarot by A. Miyako M. The next deck that I'm passing on is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. Oh my god, I'm not sure how to pronounce his surname. I'm sorry. And text by Jessica Macbeth. Macbeth. This deck is very powerful, but I have not used it at all. I think maybe 3 times. So I think one of the reasons is that the writing here, I can't really read it. And I don't know, I just use my hidden realm for this type of energy for some reason. But yes, so this is the Fairies Oracle that comes with this amazing guidebook, which I have not used either. It goes in such depths. If you love it, please get it, because I feel sad that it's just sitting on a shelf, not being used in my home. I also put it in this, I got rid of the box, so it comes in this beautiful bag that Angela Tubb created. This is one of the cards, the bumblebee, it's beautiful. So I decided, you know, this is a nice match, I feel. Let me show you the next book. So this is the Thoth Journey, an Oracle for Change guidebook, the big guidebook that I bought separately. I have the deck as well, but I'm keeping the deck. I simply don't use this book. It is incredible. As you can see, it has large images of the tarot deck, and it has path working type of text next to it. It also has the short meanings at the back, which are exactly the same as in the small guidebook that you get with the deck. So you get everything. You get the path working, you get the huge image, you get the normal thought interpretations of the cards. This Chariot card is amazing. I love it so much. It's gorgeous. But yeah, so I'm not using it. So I'm like, I don't need it. It's a big book, and like I said, my space is limited. So yes, this is another one that is going. Yes, one of the decks that is also going is the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle deck. I am not going to go into why I am passing this on, but I am. So if you're interested, please go for it. Another indie deck that is out of print, because this is the first edition, is the Patch Tarot, which is a really cool deck. But again, I don't reach for it. And it's very interesting because what I did here, the creator studied all systems of tarot. And why is this separate here? Oh yeah, these are the extra cards. So you get extra cards, like extra major. Is it this way? No. You get extra major arcana cards. As you can see, it's very light-coded feel to the deck. I edged it in this bronze color. But anyhow, what the creator did is they started the deck with number 1. So the Fool is not number 0, it's number 1. And so it goes from there in the major arcana. Which, see, it's 0 and 1, the Fool, which kind of makes sense when you read their theory. They have like the huge guidebook posted online, which you can just go to their website and read it. And it's very interesting. Like, you can see that they put a lot of effort into studying these cards. But for some reason, I just don't use it. I was really excited to get it. This was at the beginning of my tarot journey where I was just learning the meanings of the cards. And there's so much symbolism hidden in these images, but I don't know, I don't reach for it, and it doesn't call to me. Perhaps it's the fact that the characters are very cartoonish, I don't know. But if you like this, please go for it. I would be very glad to pass this deck on. This is the Japaridze Tarot, which is gorgeous, but again, I just don't reach for it. It comes with this amazing guidebook with these beautiful images. It is a glossy guidebook as well, and I love the entries, they're really cool. And I have trimmed this deck down because it has these gray borders that I did not like, and I have to admit that this is probably my best trimming work that I have done. It is much better without borders, in my opinion. I think why I don't reach out for this deck, even though it's gorgeous, the colors are vibrant, the meanings are amazing, it's beautiful. I think what puts me off is the court cards, or some of the court cards. It's just like the earth suit is fine, but I think it is which suit is it? There's one suit that I think this one, yeah, fire. I think all the jesters, I just don't like that they're clowns. I don't know, there's something off-putting for me with the clowns. And I know this is a silly, see another clown. I know this is a silly thing to think, I suppose, but it's just I don't reach for it because of that. I know it's weird, especially because I used to use this deck quite a bit. I mentioned this deck a lot in my VR videos, because when I got it, I really liked it, and then the more I worked with it, the more I was like put off by the gestures. So yeah, this is the Japaridze Tarot. It is amazing, and if you want it, go for it. Okay, this is another mass market deck here by Blue Angel. This is Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck by Easy Ivy. This deck is really cool, and I love Lemuria and everything about Lemuria in general. Oh, I just realized I bended one card. That's not cool. How did that happen? Okay, so it has one card that is tiny. It has a tiny crease here, if you see. But yeah, this deck is also very beautiful. It has light language energy about it. Again, I don't reach out for it. I was really excited when I got it, and I worked with it. And the messages in the guidebook are really cool because Izzy channeled those messages from the beings from Lemuria, which is really, really amazing. And as you can see, it looks like it's digital art, but it's not. This is all painted, like it's huge paintings. And you can see the texture here of the canvas. And it is very cool. And she also created a tarot deck that I had, and I also passed on because I just didn't use it. And I was like, I'm not gonna keep decks that I don't use. It's very simple. It's as simple as that, really. So yes, if you're interested, go on my eBay account. I have 4 decks left, and they're all indie decks. So I'm gonna start with the Numinous Tarot, which I am actually not 100% sure I want to sell because I actually really like this deck. I love the fact that you can see any gender in these cards. It comes on this really cool linen cardstock as well, because this is the latest edition, and the guidebook fits in the box, which is also really nice. It's a really, really nice guidebook, really good for the beginners as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. There are a few cards that I'm a bit, they don't hit the meaning in my heart when I look at them, like the Moon card and a few others. But it is absolutely gorgeous and so colorful, and the characters are super expressive, and it's actually really easy to read. The bells in this deck are that's another thing. I always see this card and I think 2 of Swords or 2 of Bells in this case, but it's actually the High Priestess or the Diviner. So they renamed some of the cards here to be gender neutral, which is really cool. And they renamed the suits, so we have tomes for the pentacles, we have bells for air, we have candles for fire, and we have vials for cups, which is really cool. So this death card, I also don't like this death card. It just, because of that pentacle at the back, I suppose it means physical death, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I really like this deck. It's very diverse, it's very inclusive, it's really cool. It's really cool on all the levels, so maybe I'm gonna keep it. I'm not really sure if I should keep it or not. I love the backs at this deck as well. They're very gentle and beautiful. I love pink and I love light blue. So I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to pass this deck on, but I don't reach for it again. So this is the only reason why I'm like, I'm not keeping it, because I don't reach for it. And like I said, if I have a deck and don't reach for it, what's the reason to have it, right? Okay, the next deck is my backup copy, and this is the Superlunaris Tarot deck. This is, in my opinion, one of the best collage decks. It has this beautiful rose gold edges. It comes with 2 extra cards if you want to use these. It is so beautiful. It is out of print, and I talked to the creators and they said they will never reprint this deck, or they don't have any intention to because of what's happening with the tariffs in the US. So this is such a beautiful deck. Like I said, it is my backup copy. I have another copy of this deck because I love it so much. But again, I decided that I really don't need backup copies. At some point in my journey, I was like, I need a backup copy of every deck that I love. And I literally bought so many backup copies. So I feel it's a bit needy to have. Well, at least for me. If you have many backup copies, good for you. I'm not trying to judge here. It's just, for me, it just gives me anxiety having too many decks, basically. So if I'm going to have many decks, then if I have like 100 decks, I don't need 20 of those decks to be the same, if that makes sense. I'd rather have 20 different decks on top of the decks that I already have. So yes, anyway, this is a very inclusive deck. It is beautiful. It is very Rider-Waite-Smith, so it's easy for the beginners. It is also very intuitive. It comes with this leaflet that is actually, considering how small it is, it's actually really insightful. It has really cool meanings. For example, let me read you 7 of Cups. Having multiple options, imagining scenarios, fantasies, being caught up in illusions, having your head in the clouds, passivity, racing thoughts, the need for grounding. So you see, it's enough, you know, that's all you need to know about 7 of Cups, really. And the rest you can just get intuitively. So yeah, this is the Superlunaris Tarot. And like I said, it's impossible to get it. Like if you search for it online, you can't get it anywhere. Like even on eBay, this was like the only copy that I saw in months, and I got it because I was like, oh my god, I need to have a backup copy, and you can't get it anymore. The next one is also an indie deck, and it's called the Wheel of Change Tarot. This is also my second copy, a backup copy. This is a very cool deck. It doesn't come with a guidebook, but you can purchase the big guidebook from the creator, and it's enormous. I think it's like 500 pages. It's like the biggest guidebook ever, and I can't even express how much knowledge is on those pages. Every card is... oh, it's wrong way. Every card is packed with information, and it's very non-traditional. It's more thoughty than Rider-Waite-Smithy, although it's both. I think it's also a bit Marseille. Some of the cards are more pippish, like this one, and some of them have more people on them. It has different cultures represented on the cards. It is just, yeah, it is more pippy actually now looking at it. The meanings are very different. So if you want to expand the way you see or read certain cards, this is a very good deck to challenge you in that way. And I feel when you get a deck that challenges you the way you see the cards, it's really good because it helps you establish your truth about a card. Because every reader reads the cards a bit differently, and it's really great to know exactly how you see the cards. Does that make sense? So yeah, this deck is really cool. It's called the Wheel of Change Tarot, and I like that the borders are color-coded as well. So you have yellows for wands, gray for the majors, red for the cups because menstruation, blue for the swords, and green for the earth. And the last but not least deck that I am passing on is the second edition of the Elgalia Tarot deck. Now there's a story behind this deck. I got this deck from Australia. It was sealed. I paid so much money for it that I have never paid for any other deck before. It is incredible. This deck is very, 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 very amazing. The guidebook that it comes with is so packed with information. So it is an incredible guidebook. And the cardstock, I'm just going to pull half of them out. The cardstock is amazing. It's edged in this matte black. I love the backs as well. Oh, look at that, the devil card. But yeah, it is also very intuitive. It is beautiful. But basically, something happened with the creator, which I'm not going to go into details. And, you know, sometimes what happens with the creator affects how your energy with the deck is after that. So I simply cannot shake that feeling away. Like, I used to love this deck so much. Like, it was such an intuitive deck. And then something happened, and it's just a personal thing. There's nothing wrong with this deck. And I just can't shake that feeling off. So here you have it. This is out of print. It's really hard to get. I will sell it for less than what I bought it for because it was sealed when I bought it. But it's still not going to be cheap, basically, because this is out of print and it's a very special deck and really hard to get. So if you're interested, again, look at my email. That is going to be in the description box below. So these are all the decks and books that I am letting go. So this was my decluttering video. In the future, I'm going to create videos that are going to be themed. So let's say all my Thoth decks, all my animal decks, all my indie decks, etc. Some decks are going to be repeated multiple times because I feel sometimes you just can't put one deck into just one category. It has to be in more. So some decks might be repeated, but my collection has grown so much in the last year that I feel I can now create videos like that. And I noticed that people really like watching the collection types of videos. I call my collection my tarot family because my decks just feel like family to me. They feel really close to my heart. But yeah, I'm babbling now, so I'm gonna leave you at that. I hope that you have a wonderful day, morning, evening, wherever you are and at whatever time you are in this beautiful earth. And I will see you again soon. Bye bye.